Here we go. Hello, good morning. Welcome into another episode of Good Morning Nasdaq right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. It is the 22nd day of July, year of our Lord 2025. How are you? That's what we really want to know. How are you doing today? It is a beautiful sunny day out there in the world. I think the sun is shining on Huddie as well, and a little bit of good weather. We're all appreciative of that as we're kind of in peak summer here. But peak summer does not mean we're definitely in a summer market. We got plays in the last 2 days. I talked about this in my video lesson that I just posted for you guys over at clovertrading.io. Went from break even on the month to up like 20R. Pretty wild. That's my style of trading. Take it or leave it. I have no choice but to take it, unfortunately. But a couple good setups over the past week. Looks like we got some good runners. We saw open with some massive volume, crazy dollar volume over the past few days. I think the big caps and the mid caps, all that kind of took a break yesterday. I think I saw a lot of red across the board with all those, but we still got a lot of month left, don't we, Huddy?
Yeah, I keep trying to tell you, dude, the market's hot.
I don't know if it's hot. See, that's the thing.
It's hot.
I think the way I trade, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that I catch one trade really well every week. Like, that is it. As long as there's one, like, the market could be ice cold for you, like no gappers, whatever. But if there's like a great breakout once a week and I'm there, I would in my head think it's hot, but no one else would. See, that's my style. Is just it's a flame retardant. Like it can't. I don't know where I'm going. I can't decipher. It doesn't matter.
Either way, open, incredible. AIRE, incredible. Setups almost every day for all different kinds of traders. Breakout buy, except for reversals.
Nope.
Except for those guys who are screwed
You
right
might
now.
as well be shorting any strength you see on the. You do well except for ABVE in the past like 3 weeks, and it's impressive. Like, it's just I don't know what does it. I talked about with Kyle on Wine Wednesday last week, whenever you weren't there, and I was just like, what? Because it's like I feel like for a long time. Remember when he would like short again on the second red day, and like play for more fade, and like for a while I feel like that didn't happen. A lot of them bounced on that day, and now it's like you could keep doing that on day 3, day 4, and they really have been bounceless. I know that will change at some point as long as we continue to get runners, but just be aware of the market that you're in and what you're seeing. We got Mash for Fun out there. Wayne, Mazin, Derek, Warren, no thanks. Halmies, Jack. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you are out there studying, working hard, preparing your edge for the market as we jump into another day. 8 more days left in July. Then we're in August. Then I've already started to really start thinking about hunting season. Didn't really get to participate in that last year. So really looking forward to that. Football is on the way. It's coming. My favorite time of the year. And usually we get a lot of great opportunities in the fall. So that's always exciting too. So the longer we go into the summer where we still have plays, the better I feel about the plays continuing throughout the rest of the year. All right, we got a webinar at 9:15 for all the 4-leaf and black clovers out there. If you ever want to get signed up for that, you can over at clovertrain.io if you want daily watch list, daily access to the chat room where you can ask us questions day or night whenever you want. People are in there talking all in after hours, all in pre-market. Usually the first message goes out, good morning, at 4 a.m. and ain't nobody awake for that good morning one. Video lessons, live webinars every week, and access to all our videos that we've ever done. So you can get all that over at clovertrain.io. If you're interested, if you're just here for the YouTube and you're here every day rocking and rolling with us, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to share it with anybody that you know is out there trading and struggling on their own. We're here, our free community on YouTube, and we'd love to have you. Love to have you, your friends, your family, your grandmother, your uncle. We don't care. Just make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and get over there in the live chat. Ask a couple questions, any tickers we don't bring up, any ideas or thoughts that you have, and I'll pick a few and we'll go through it. From a gapper perspective, which is what we do if you're new around here, we talk about the biggest gappers of the day in small cap land, go through a little bit about why they're up and some daily chart analysis. We got a few. Well, we have one. The one that was up a lot is not up anymore. And the one that, okay, we still got one. HTOO, we will go there first. Kind of a cool ticker name. H2. Fusion Fuel
HT,
Green. What'd you say?
H200.
H200 kind of looks like tattoo, but with an H, hat too. Out of Ireland. Renewable utilities industry, a 1.48 million float. They're an emerging leader in the green hydrogen space. committing to accelerating the energy transition and decarbonizing the global energy system by making zero emissions green hydrogen commercially viable and accessible. I love those because it's like resume, like really long expanded sentences that it's their mission statement. I love it. I love reading them. So today, an hour ago, they announced a non-binding term sheet for strategic partnership with $30 million or 30 million euro commitment for hydrogen infrastructure investments. And it looks like they did a reverse split 12 days ago in the last 12 days to regain compliance with the minimum bid price. That's why it's kind of more expensive right now. And they have that low float. Offering ability is low, but I see everything else is high. They don't have any cash, minus 4.3. Do you have any quick insight into what happened with that reverse split? If they got any dilution out of it or ability to raise capital? Or anytime recently? Because they need some money.
They need some money, you say?
Mm-hmm. How are they going to get it?
How are they gonna get it? I don't know. Let's check. You guys know me. I was kind of making the watch list as Tom was talking. This cool thing about I'm just gonna do some marketing for Ask Edgar here. They now have it so that it's telling me that HTOO is on reg show with a high short interest. That's kind of cool.
That means you can only
Nice.
short it one time at a time.
If you cover, you're gonna have to relocate those shares.
That's such a joke. Everything that goes with shorting just bothers me. It's such a greedy industry where you can take advantage of some people that don't know anything.
Yeah, they could offer. They could do something. They have the accessibility rights to do something like that. Doesn't mean that they will, but they could.
But nothing like you see that's like, oh, there's all this at $12 a share. Or...
Nothing that I see that does all this at the $12 a share. But I'm looking very, very, very briefly. You know, the dilution level is low, the cash need is high, the overall risk of offering is high. So take that for what you will.
Okay, taking a look at the daily chart here. Not a lot going on. Top left to bottom right. Remembering in my mind, recent reverse split. They had a little run back in about 100% move back in December of last year. Go back a little bit further. Also, just a side note, enjoy these. Who knows if you probably hate them. These are the E-Trade Classic charts. They won't be here in a couple weeks, and I'll be using something else, probably like Webull. I've been trying to figure out that platform. I'm just sad about that. Just wanted to say it. I did a whole video lesson last night, Huddie, on with the Webull charts, and I feel like I'm so slow manipulating anything other than the E-Trade Classics.
You're doing Webull?
I really like those charts, and you can use it without putting money into it. And they got they're mobile. Like that's what I've been using for the last year for their for an online scanner if you're away or just checking stocks and after hours at 4 a.m. I like him.
Kyle's already making trades. What a guy.
He's a crazy mother trucker. Big run back at the beginning of 2024 as well on lighter volume. That was a pretty decent sized gap and crap. Like phenomenal. Like it was like a 300% gap up and then faded all day. But as far as the rest of this daily chart, I don't really see much. It's the only big gapper I see today. Everything else is like 50% or lower. And this one is up 150% right now. Off of that news at 8 a.m. spiked into the 15s. And since pulling back towards the 8s, have been making a series of higher lows, trying to continue that right now, but consolidating near the highs. What are kind of your thoughts here? What have gappers been doing lately as well? If you want to just let us know. I don't really watch the end result anymore. Are they working right now? Are they come in less frequency? Did that one stop you out yesterday? That one that we said was a breakout?
Yeah, and that's why I always kind of say like it really depends on what your pattern, like what your strategy is for them, because I know tons of people that had the right strategy and are still in this and making money, right? And my strategy did stop out, but the candle still, closed weak and red, and now it's sub $1. So it's not really about like how I did on them because that doesn't really sum up what gappers are doing because I have a strategy that plays gappers, if that makes sense. So how are gappers doing? I think we've seen more candles that close like this than not. I think more candles have closed below the opening price, especially in the past week and a half. So I would say that they, as usual, have some type of choppy morning action, and then for the most part, they are fading right now. There hasn't been too many that have really sustained and gone higher.
What do you think specifically about H2? Any extra thoughts? Higher price, lower float, recent reverse split. Volume's pretty good so far for a $10 stock.
Yeah, I think like it's pretty low float. So again, like I expect movement, a lot of it, but like I think it's a pretty horrid company, which has a tendency to reverse split and dilute. And it looks like they need to do more dilution. It looks like they have capabilities. So like I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't know at all when the timing of this is gonna happen, but like maybe not intraday, but maybe in the after hours one of these days, you get one, an offering of some sort, take advantage of whatever this price increase is. Uh, that'd be my best guess. Like if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. I don't think HTOO is having a revolutionary rebirth because they did a reverse split and they still have to do an offering because they need cash. Like I don't know when the rainbow ends, but it ends eventually.
Yeah, I don't really have any extra thoughts here. There's no really daily chart pattern for me. This is just truly a one-day gapper. A lot of range on this daily chart. If it wants to go on a massive run and become something that we watch going into the later parts of the week, love it. If it wants to crap all over itself and after its gap and pay all the shorts, I don't care that way either. Starting to get back into my old self, Huddie, where I just don't care about the gappers, and it's a calming feeling. I'll tell you, be able to say that about it, but. It is your biggest gapper of the day, low float, higher price. So would expect some volatility. Like Cuddy said, be aware of that when you're placing your stops. If you're taking trades on it and you're trying to get filled where you want, I generally wait till the open to kind of see what we're dealing with there. But so far in pre-market, looks pretty trendy. Looks pretty good about being able to get filled where you want. But that is your biggest gapper of the day by a long shot. And the next one isn't even close. Oh, DFLY. Did I just add that to my list yesterday? Okay, so that's gapping up, but that just kind of popped him. Dragonfly Energy. Another cheapie. Something I kind of mentioned in my video lesson yesterday. We had BTOG last week. IXHL. Was there another cheapie I'm not thinking of? Well, yesterday, AIRE. Another low price stock here, Dragonfly. 20 cents into the 40s. That is gapping up this morning. Probably not one that we would really talk about here on the show, but we can real quickly. I'm not going to dive into their dilution or anything unless you see something you want to talk about, Huddie. Just a really nice
Dragonfly.
It's a nice little 2-day runner here. Something I would definitely add to my watch list and be aware of going into the end of the week, which is kind of what I do for a living, is just acquire charts that people talk about that are on front side moves, analyze those front side moves and wait for either another leg higher, or if they get extended, to short them or buy them after their backside moves. So nothing really want to do here. You can maybe call this a multi-month breakout over this 40-cent area, gapping a little bit over that right now, but is on day 2 there, up quite a bit already. It looks like that whole move was into the close yesterday. So this is kind of a day 1 gapper for me, the way I think about it. Let's see. I do have a webinar in a couple minutes, so let's see what you guys are saying. I saw this somewhere. 123 Max asked, what do you think about FINRA, maybe new PDT rule from 25K to 2K? Did you see that, Huddie?
Saw someone mention in the chat.
What do you think about it?
I don't think about it.
What did you think about 25K for PDT originally? You think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, I think it was a horrible thing. I think you can make it good, though.
How so?
I hated it. I think it really teaches you the significance of having a strategy. Like, what can I do given these parameters that can make me successful? And there are tons of strategies that you can learn how to, like, okay, this is the box I have to trade in. I'm not allowed to leave this box for many reasons. And, like, let's employ the strategy. Like, I think a lot of times I was doing, like, first green day gap ups type of things.
Yeah, I was never a fan once I became a better trader. I think it's a saving grace for a lot of people because a lot of the issues that most beginners have to do with not trading patterns, which leads to over trading and then taking bigger losses. And the PDT kind of forces you not to be able to do that. But I think it's just too big of a number. I I think 2K might be too small of a number, to be honest, to keep anyone safe. But I do think it should be like, I don't think it's fair that you could put $3,000 into a sports book right now and immediately right now place a bet for tonight. And there are no qualms with me losing all that money, but you put into a brokerage and now all of a sudden it's any less gambling for the average beginner. So I think this is America. Let people be free. So I don't really care, but I do think there is some.
Not the America speech.
So I don't really care one way or the other, but I think it probably is unconstitutional if you're going to allow sports betting like that or gambling to get in the way of what you're allowed to do with your account and your money. All right, let's see. Any questions on tickers? Throne says, what was the 20-hour trade? I had like a 14-hour trade and like a 4 or 5-hour trade yesterday. It was IXHL and ATNF. And that also includes me missing BTOG like a wild sucker turd. But yeah, beautiful. And I just did a 30-minute video lesson and I just posted it in the room. If you want access to that, you can also take a look at those video lessons by becoming a member on YouTube. So if that interests you and that's the only part that you want is the little lessons that we do on a weekly basis, you can do that. But IXHL, this breakout over the 42 area, pretty much nailed that. It was like wild. I made half of it on the day trade and half on the swing overnight with like 20% of my position. Really happy about that. And then ATNF, I know Huddie bought this as well. Kind of a mediocre breakout that went to my price target, but I didn't sell at my price target. So kind of an oopsie poopsie on me. It's fun. I always throw like what I think to be like moderately aggressive price targets out there. And then the amount of times it gets there and I don't sell all my position is kind of wild. It is a little wild. If I had a coach, that's what I would work on talking about with them. So if anyone wants to be my coach. But yeah, a couple really good trades. It's funny. That's how it works. I think at one point last week, I was down like $7,000 and was 1 for 17. And the one trade was $88. And that just shows my system, risk reward based, where big winners and small losers mathematically works out, but can be demoralizing to your brain. A lot of people talking about that news. Not a lot of questions today. Last question just being DTST, and then we'll get out of here, Huddie. Any thoughts? I had this on a list. I think there's a world that breaks out over the 550 area. There's some resistance there on the daily chart. I'd have to look again what this news was, but you know, volume on day one wasn't like mouth-watering. It was 15 million shares on a $4 stock. So I'd probably prefer for a stock to kind of go quiet on us to have at least traded massive volume on day one. But like I wouldn't be surprised, I guess, to see this breakout. But it is like incredibly illiquid right now. Like yesterday was 300K shares. Like hard to want to be a part of that. All right, everybody. 9:15 a.m. on the dot. Appreciate you being here. Tomorrow, Kyle will join us. We'll do some live trading. It'll be Wednesday. And we will, run from about 9:15 to about 9:50 in the morning. So ask questions, watch us trade live, talk about some of the stocks that are moving on the day. And we'll have Wine Wednesday tomorrow night. So appreciate you guys being here today. Huddie, appreciate you being here today.
Hit the like button on your way out.
Hit the thumbs up button on the way out. P Daddy wants me to share some of my trail cam picks next Wine Wednesday. I only have like 2 cameras out on public land, and they're not in good spots. But all right, everybody, we'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll see all you Clovers in the room, and we're actually going into a webinar right now. If you want access to that, clovertrain.io. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday.